I'm going to tell you, I learned something the other day. You remember I told you, I'm traveling. I went to Milwaukee to speak. And I get out, and I'm trying to save a few dollars, so I don't try to get the luxury car when I get a rental car. Because I'm just going to have it for a couple of days. I got the compact car. And let me tell you, when they say compact car, they really mean compact car. I'm thinking, well, that, they show you the, pictures on the internet, so I'm like, I'm all right, cool. But I get there, and they pull up with a Dodge Neon. Now look at me. I'm like 6'4", I'm a Dodge Neon. I'm like, well, who car that? And that's your car, so you asked for a compact. What dog? They didn't have that on the internet. They had like a Cavalier on the internet. I didn't see no picture of no Neon. Why y'all putting me in that, man? You ain't got nothing else? Well, we got the Mercedes for $99. Man, shut up. I ain't about to spend no $99 on no Mercedes. Give me the keys. So I get the car, right? And I figured out why they call this thing a Dodge Neon. Because by the time I got in there, my knee was on everything. It was on the dashboard, on the door, on the steering wheel. I'm trying to drive like this. And then you got to let the window down. I'm like, man, what? Trying to ask for directions. So I asked for directions. I stopped the dude like, hey, man, can you show me what such and such high school? He said, well, bro, I can tell you one thing. What you need to do, you need to go down here, turn left, and go to the car dealership and get you a bigger car, because that ain't working for you. Hey, y'all, thank y'all. That's my time. I appreciate it. But see, I told her, I said, when we get married, I'm going to go ahead and sign a long-term deal. I'm going to do 50 years with a 10-year extension, possible. So we've been married about 8 years, so I got like 4. I told you, you got 42 years left, girl. You better make the new stuff. You better get used to it. Because I might not get my extension, because I'll be 80. I might have to keep my options open at age 80. It might be a 70-year-old out there for me, because she, she done her time. I did my time with you, girl. So she like, you can go ahead and opt out now. I'm like, no, I'm going to stay with you. Because, see, I told her I still had about 4 years left in the game when I got married. But I went ahead and went pro early. Because, see, you don't want to be the old man in the club still trying to talk to some folks, right? So I went ahead and gave up my last 4 years in the game and went out early. So, we get to do things every now and then. And, all my friends, they call me cheap, but I'm really just cost effective. And see, I had to keep reminding my wife of that because, see, she just get crazy. Because we went on this cruise, right? And, if you've been on a cruise, see, everything on the ship ain't free. So you just be on the cruise and you be like, can I get there? They're like, yeah, go ahead. What's your cabin number? I'm like, R27. And then, can I get that? Yeah, what's your cabin number? R27. Then you get your bill. Like the night before you get back, I'm like, wait a minute. And our bill was like $700. And I'm thinking, well, it should have been about $400. I'm like, honey, what is this extra $300 on here? Oh, I went to the day spa. I'm like, yeah, but I thought the day spa was like $99. Where did the extra $200 come from? Well, I got a seaweed wrap. I'm like, a seaweed wrap? Can't you get seaweed free at Galveston down there? It's just laying on the beach. Why you got to pay $200 for it? And she thought, well, help me lose weight. So you going to buy $200 seaweed to lose weight? Girl, I tell you what you do. You go down there to Walmart, get you some $40 Reeboks, and hit the road, girl. Don't be spending no $200 on no seaweed. What's wrong with you? We ain't got that kind of money. Bill $700. Like, what we gonna do? I ain't got that. I ain't got that. We got to clean up around here or something. So anyway, it's just those little things like that I had to keep reminding her. Cause see, in addition to doing comedy, I'm also a motivational speaker. So, I was in Milwaukee about a week ago, and I'm coming back, just checking on. I was there for a couple of days. So I'm like, hey, babe, how you doing? I'm on the way back. I'm George Bush. I'm heading to the house. So what y'all been doing? And she's like, well, me and your mom, we went and got a free hair analysis. I'm like, well, okay, that's cool. Free. I'm cool with that. So what they say? Well, they said I needed $85 worth of hair product. I'm like, well, that ain't free. Well, how is that free, baby? $85, that ain't a free hair analysis. So I told her, you need to do like them ladies at the church and just get you a weave. There's a lot of weave going on in the church, y'all. I mean, personally, I don't really have a problem with the weave, but they're taking stuff too far. They like changing hymns. Instead of this little light of mine, they singing this little weave of mine. Like, I'm gonna let it shine, this little weave of mine, all in the room, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna hang it over the back of the pews, y'all. I'm like, come on, what's going on? Why Then, you know, the other day, a lady that got some weed had got baptized, right? So then here she come down the aisle, and they singing, we got some weed in the water. Weed in the water, children. Weed. Girl, when you get out, your hair ain't gonna be the same. Weed in the water. Girl, your weed done plugged up the drain. so anyway, so they getting all ridiculous in the church. They even got like a little ministry now called the Triple W's, the Women with Weaves. So they be having like, you know, like tomorrow they're gonna have like their first Sunday weed. And they be all too pretty to praise and everything. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Then, you know, on fourth Sunday you see that I woke up late weave, so they just put that little thing on the back of their head. It don't even be the same color. Like, how come your hair red on one spot and black? Is that a weed? Yeah. So I better quit, because then they be walking with me at the church like, that ain't funny. You always playing, Lonnie. That's why I don't like you. I don't like you either. Get on out of here. So, you know, I really like, you know, going to church and giving folks a hard time, because, you know, I really like to visit churches. But you got to be careful when you visit church, because you never know. You know, I went to visit this one church, and they had like an ATM right there as you come in the door. I mean, and it wasn't so bad about the ATM, because a lot of the big churches got the ATM, but they had a sign on there telling us, don't be a God robber, get your tithes now. I'm like, what? What's going on? So then I go inside, and right as I get ready to go inside, the doggone usher had one of them little handheld metal detectors. I'm like, well, dang, I'm like, y'all got a problem with weapons in the church, man? No, the pastor just don't want nobody bringing no change in here, putting it in the offering plate. I'm like, my bad. My bad. Pastor said, don't bring no change in here. Because you know we'll put them dollars and that change in there. No, you've been partying all night long. During the announcements, first of all, the finance committee had to put an announcement and said, look, if you're putting your food stamps in there, y'all need to remember it's 7 cents on the dollar, so you need an extra $30. So I'm like, darn, they take the food stamp too. This getting ridiculous. And then the kids, they ran around the church bad. The lady like, man, with somebody's cheering, y'all need to get on these cheerings. Because one of the cheerings wrote the word hater above Judas's head on the Lord's Supper. And we can't have that. So it's just funny, though. You know, church is really funny. You know, I've always been going to church, even back when I had a drug problem. Yeah, my mama drugged me to church all the time. So I really like it. So I got to thank her for that, because if she wasn't dragging me to church, she was beating my butt. So, but that's a whole other story. I don't know if I got enough time to go into all that.